brought a particular experience to the work when I started to work with families to develop circles, and that was to really invite brothers and sisters to be part of it. And in the circles that I've set up, I think just about all of them have had adult brothers and sisters in the circle. And I guess what I observe is that brothers and sisters have a very loving and strong relationship, typically. It's very different to the parents. They don't want necessarily to take over all that the parents have done, but in terms of their kind of deep concern and their length of relationship, they should be invited to be part of it and to make a contribution. Parents do often hesitate to involve brothers and sisters. I think they are concerned about, is this going to be a burden on their lives, or is this going to be a problem for them? And certainly, I have had parents say, oh, I really don't think they would be interested. And sometimes families have just never had that opportunity to actually sit down with the brothers and sisters and the parents and actually talk about the future. It's almost been too scary to open that up. But I think my observation is that time and again I've seen brothers and sisters who care deeply. Sometimes they have a secret plan of their own. They, unbeknownst to their parents, they've actually decided, what they will do in the future, and yet it hasn't kind of been discussed. So, I think there is kind of real potential for us to really resource brothers and sisters to think about what their role can be if they want that. Obviously, not everyone will want to be really involved. But I suppose what I would say is that my experience shows me that more brothers and sisters are actually really keenly interested in being involved than we would sometimes be led to believe. So I've certainly worked with families where the brothers and sisters had plans about what they thought would work best for their brother or sister, and yet it had never been discussed. And there's one particular situation where the parents had said to me, our other kids will be in Brisbane for a period of time, and do you think we could have a conversation? And I said I was very happy to, try to assist the family to do that. Now, what was funny about that was that the other brothers and sisters were quite open to that, but they decided to have their own meeting first without a stranger present, and I really appreciated that. So they, and as they sat down and talked, each of them, the other four, all had a plan of what they would do with their sister when their parents died, that they had never ever discussed with each other or with their parents, but each of them had a plan. Also had an experience with a young girl with a circle, and there was the man just had one sister who was younger than him, and she was only about 19. And when the circle had been going for about a year, we stopped to reflect on the circle and what had happened. And she said, I've always thought that I would have to look after my brother by myself, and it is so good to have this circle happening and to have other people, and to know that that will be shared with other people. And I don't think she'd ever declared that. And her parents, because she was so young, I think had never thought that she was thinking like that. But so often people have been thinking and watching and observing, finding the service sector sadly lacking in what's happening for their brother or sister. And we also all know that the longest relationships in our lives are those with our brothers and sisters, longer than our relationship with our parents typically, even with our partners and children. So those sibling relationships are some of our longest, and we need to be thinking about that.